So outside, I have some driftwood I've stashed away. Nothing fancy, but I think I can turn some of these pieces into something. Then, over here, I have a whole bunch of Seiryu Stone and some Dragon Stone that I've just kind of incorporated into the garden that was left over from other tanks. So I'm going to break these up and actually turn them into something. And now I've got to find some substrate. So down the side of my house is affectionately known as the Aquarium Graveyard, where shrapnel and bits and pieces go to be used. And I have a whole bucket here of carob sea sunset gold sand. It's been exposed to the elements, needs a good clean, and I need to actually sift it to get these rocks out. But I think that's what we're going to use. I think after a good clean, that's about the right color and texture that I want for the bottom of these tanks. And yeah, I think I only have the one bucket. That'll be loads. That'll do 10 and 20. I also have this horrible mess. This is a combination of that carob sea sand, fluorite, and lava rock. This was previously used as fill in a 185 gallon tank. The lava rock was just to provide some bulk height, and it was capped in fluorite. But as you can see, when you remove it, it turns into a giant mess. So I'm not quite sure how I would sift this yet. I might have to build a screen. But if I can separate the fluorite from that, that would be potentially useful as well. Alright, so this is what I want to kind of make the aquascape around. Specifically this piece of wood, because it's got some interesting features. It was rejected from a previous scape because it just didn't quite fit this. The loop in this wood makes it kind of complicated to do anything with organically. But I think I can do something with this. But I'm going to have to modify it because clearly there's some geographic problems. So, yeah, what I'm envisioning is this kind of on this kind of angle. But I'm going to have to trim this, make that shorter. And I'm probably going to have to lop this branch off to give it more of a curve in one direction. This piece here kind of takes it in the wrong flow that I'm trying to do. So I'm going to take a jigsaw, nip this off, then I'll probably have to Dremel the ends to make it look a bit more organic. Then I'm going to reattach the parts that I cut off to enhance some of the branching effect. Coming up next. Okay, so this is what we're left with. We have a piece that now fits, and we have some offcuts. So I'm envisioning attaching that piece in there, and this piece probably in here, just to increase the fingery look of the wood. So let's figure that out. Alright, so let's do some gluing. Generous coating of blue so it bonds. Okay. Yeah, that should work right there. I've forgotten how I had it already. That'll work. That looks natural. Now the glue edges will be easily masked once we actually get some Anubias and moss in there. You'll never see them. Alright, I'm going to stop this while it's curing. So, I'm looking at this piece, and I see two things here. One, it's got a nice lovely branch on it. I think I want to use this branch. And this, so imagine cutting it off where my thumb is. That can become some of the support structure for the larger piece that I'm assembling. So I'm going to cut this and then attach this stick to the main focus piece. Okay, that worked out pretty well. So I roughed up that cut there so it won't look like a perfectly smooth cut. And now I've got one more branch. Let's go attach it. Okay, so here's the stick. Here's the thing, this is turned upright just so the glue will dry. But I just discovered that this piece fits perfectly right there. So it should, it's kind of hard to see at this angle, but when I actually flip it, you'll see it. I'll actually see if I can do this real quick. Yeah, so we're getting a nice sweeping branch look. I don't know if I actually need to glue this. Yeah, I probably should. Alright. Let's just get a little bit in there. And a little bit in here. Oh God. Okay. There we go. Perfect. Alright, so now we're going to have to wait a couple hours for this to cure before we actually start mucking around with rocks. Okay, so we've got ourselves a piece. It's got some interesting depth. That's not bad, I can work with that. Considering it was a goofy piece with a weird shape that wouldn't work for anything else, I think we've turned it into something useful. Alright, I'll be back in a few minutes and then we'll actually try arranging this with some rocks.